Hello again, everyone. Today I am here to swatch some various blue/blue-green inks. I just have three for you today. Two of them are Diamine in the blue series. These were sort of the last two holdout colors that I wasn't sure if I wanted to get, but I've been using them in some dedicated pens, and I kind of wanted to have a consistent supply of these two colors. So that's why I got these. And then this is a Kobe ink. It is number 44 Sumora Seaside Blue. And this was just one that was on my wish list and was out of stock for a while and came back in stock, so I got it. I think I got this one at Jet Pens. And then this one, these two, I think I got them from Scrittura Elegante, that's actually in Italy, because I had ordered a different pen from them, and these inks were actually really, really inexpensive there, and so I added them to my order. It was probably a free shipping or lowered shipping scenario once again, but that's why I added these. Okay, and I'm going to be providing below a link to the video where I go through the setup for this swatch book that I'm going to be using. This is a Chic Sparrow E-Class A6 size, and I have a Tomoe River notebook inside. I have a few different pages that I'm going to be using just because I want to try and keep things somewhat sequential. So I'm going to put a couple of these here. I'll probably put the two Diamine inks here, and then I am going to do the Kobe ink on this side. So I might do things in a little bit of a different order than normal just to make sure that this dries in time. And then I'm also going to be swatching on these Cola Ring sheets. I've just marked out a square with a little template and a pencil so that I can put a swatch in that area there. So I'm going to put these off to the side for now. And let's put these off to the side, but I will be starting with the Diamine inks. Let's go ahead and start with Jack Frost. So I'm not a huge fan of shimmering inks, but this particular one does not seem to have as many clogging issues as some of the other shimmer inks I've used. In fact, I think that's generally true of Diamine inks. They don't seem to clog as much as some other brands do. The one brand that I've definitely had a lot of issues with clogging on their shimmer inks is Robert Oster. So I think that maybe the particles of shimmer are a little bit bigger in that brand. This one seems to be like just the right size. And I even have this loaded up now in a pen that is fairly narrow in size, or a nib that is fairly narrow in size, and it doesn't seem to have flow issues. So I've been pretty happy with that. I'm trying to roll it around a little bit to get the shimmer to disperse. It seems like the shimmer kind of stays suspended a little bit better than some other shimmer inks as well. These lovely Diamine blue series bottles are just really lovely as well. They have these little like feet here. And there is going to be a red series for this upcoming year. I have actually already gotten my Inkvent calendar from Diamine for 2021. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with that on the channel because I don't want to ruin the inks every day for myself, but I do also want to share them with you so that you can see them, but I don't want to ruin them for you either. So I'm going to have to think about how I want to do that. Obviously, that's not going to be until December that I'll be even opening those. I did actually get a little bit of leaking in my Inkvent calendar because I got mine from Cult Pens this year, which is in the UK, and it was coming to the US. And I talked to them about it, and they were so nice about it. They said, well, we're going to be getting extra sleeves that go over like the sleeve with the windows on the front. I'll probably show it on the channel at some point and without ruining the surprise to show you more of what I mean. But there was clearly some leaking from some bottles because you could see sort of like a wet outline on some of the doors. So I was like, oh no, but they were so nice about it. And they said if after I open it and find broken bottles of ink that they will replace those. So I thought that was really, really super nice of them. So I'm going to partially cover these other samples so they're not too distracting. And I'm going to go ahead and make the samples here first so that they can dry, and then I will go on to the Cola Ring sheets. So here we are with this Jack Frost. Again, I'm just kind of like rolling it around so that it can mix together. And this is both a sheening and shimmer ink. So you would think if you were going to have trouble with any ink, this would be one of the ones you'd have trouble with, because shimmer and sheen both can cause issues in your pens. And I would say if nothing else, I feel like I've actually had a little bit more issues with the sheen in this pen, because it can get a little, or in this, with this ink, it can get a little gunky feeling. But I don't think that's from the shimmer. Okay, and I'm kind of pulled out a bit, so let's see, I'll zoom in a little bit so you can see those better. Now I may go back and forth. And this is Diamine Jack Frost. Just a lovely shade of ink. And I would say that maybe the only issue that I've had with it is sometimes you'll see the sheen and sometimes you won't. Or not the sheen, the shimmer. And I think part of that might be due to not necessarily having it mixed up as well as it needs to be, although I am definitely getting a lot of shimmer in this that I'm already seeing. You may not be able to see it very well because I'm using artificial light today, and generally you can see that. That doesn't come off as well in artificial light on the camera, but I'll see what I can do towards the end there. I'll try and move it around. Okay, so then this other one is Season's Greetings, also by Diamine. And this one I've had in a dedicated pen for quite some time, and I really, really love it. This one does have sheen, so again, it can have a little bit of that gunkiness problem. Basically what I mean by that is the ink starts to feel a little thick if it's been in a pen for a while and doesn't flow as well. But I've been able to revive the nib pretty easily with those, with just either dipping it in water or in extreme cases, you can flush out the nib and then start again. Not with new ink necessarily, just it gets gunked up in the nib. All right, so there you go. That's a little bit more on the green side, I'd say, but it's probably still, I would consider it a teal, perhaps. Okay, so I'm going to finish these samples here in this book and then go on to the coloring. This is Diamine Season's Greetings. And I actually wonder how many of, oh, that's 2 E's, Season's Greetings. I do wonder how many of their regular line inks are similar to these special edition inks. Because some look familiar. I don't think the ones that I got look familiar to the ones I already have, but I do wonder if there's some overlap or if they're truly coming up with different colors every year. I'm really excited to see what is in the ink vent for 2021. They're calling it the red series instead of the blue series this year. Okay, so here's this.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
Sorry, my watch. Oh, sometimes my watch will like freak the hell out of me by like being like, oh, I was listening to you and you were saying something, and then I have this weird man British voice on my, I don't know why I set it to that. So it really like freaks me out occasionally. Sorry about that. So if you saw me flinching and freaking out, that's what that was. Okay, so let's go on with this Jack Frost on the coloring paper. And I definitely think I'm not getting as clean of an edge as I once was with this automatic pen. And let's see, oops, lost my video there for a second that I can see. And I want to move kind of fast with these because I don't want the shimmer to go back down to the bottom of the bottle. I think we're doing okay. I think we still got some shimmer in here. Oh, are we gonna make it? Yeah, okay, I think so. I think so. rinsing off my automatic pen. I rinsed them in between before too. All right. So this is Diamine Jack Frost. Okay, let's see if we can get this to do a ring on the paper here. Because see, that shimmer goes to the bottom pretty fast. So when it's in a converter or in a pen, I will kind of gently move the pen. I try not to shake them just because that might not always work. And you'd create bubbles in there. The more you shake, the more bubbles you get. Okay, whoops. Oh, touch that ink. Okay, what I'm gonna do, the ring came out good though. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add, I think we were getting a little bit bare here anyway. I'm gonna add a little bit more. We're gonna have a little bit more of a line there. I try not to have that, but you know, things happen. Okay, I'm gonna close that, and then I'm going to put this one off to the side. You can already see some really nice sheen happening here. Has a really nice bright red sheen. Okay, and then we're gonna do this Diamine Season's Greetings next. And then I'm actually gonna do the Kobe on the cola ring ahead of time as well, just to give those other colors plenty of time to dry on the paper there. Oops, wrong side. Always helps if you're using the right side of the automatic pen. I also sort of ended up doing these kind of in reverse of what I should normally be doing it. That's okay. It's the end of my day, so I'm a little bit low energy, so trying to keep up with what I'm supposed to do here. And I really don't want there to be a line. So one thing I have found though is that this, both Jack Frost and Season's Greetings is a little bit staining in pens. So you do need to make sure you clean them out really well, especially if you're switching inks. So again, this is Diamine Season's Greetings. Okay, and let's go for that ink ring. I'm actually surprised that this ink has not leaked in this particular bottle, because it seems like the cap is slightly askew, but maybe it's not as askew as it seems. Okay, all right, I didn't stick my finger in that one that time, so that's good. All right, so let's let this one go off and dry. I'll show it to you close up while it's still wet for a second. And then really nice red sheen on that as well. All right, I'm gonna put that off to the side, and then I'm gonna get my last sheet here. And then we're gonna do this Kobe, and then we're gonna do the Kobe in the book, which these other samples will be fully dry by then, I believe. So this one, Kobe inks, the ones that I have tried have been really, really pretty. I mean, look at that beautiful deep blue there. Very, very pretty. My only complaint with them is I find it a little bit hard to fill pens from the bottles because they are, the bottles tend to be kind of shallow. And it's kind of hard sometimes to get a nib down in there, especially if you're dealing with a larger nib. Oh, I think I'm working on the wrong side again, aren't I? Yep. Then I was working on the ridge side of the automatic pen instead of the flat side. Okay, so let's get some more ink on there. I try not to put too much pressure on the paper when sliding it across because otherwise you'll get some scratch marks. You may still get them, but it's not too bad. All right, so let's go ahead and do the writing on the top. People have asked me, like, why do you wait to do the writing on the top? It's really just if I'm moving it around with the square, I don't really want to wait for that to dry, and I can kind of avoid the square of ink if I try carefully anyway. Kobe, this is number 44. Mara, Seaside, Blue. This I would definitely say is a dark teal that runs more on the side of blue. Really beautiful color. All right, there we go. It's a really pretty sample there. Okay, and I'm gonna open that bottle back up here in just a second. I'm gonna show you this one before it dries. And then let's go ahead and go on to the book. So these have dried completely, or mostly, I should say, and then I'm going to put this next one down here on the bottom of this page. I know, it does seem like a lot of rigmarole just to do 3 bottles of ink, but this way we hopefully do not smear ink everywhere. Such a beautiful blue. Okay. Kobe, number 40, what did it say? 44? Okay. There we go. Now we can show you all of those. Okay, I'll show you a close-up of that one that I just did, which is really, really beautiful. I love that one. And then here is, which is still wet, just this little sample. It's mostly still wet because of the ring I put on there was really wet. And these 2 colors, it seems like for the most part, the cola ring shows up a little darker with colors, but not too different. And then let's go ahead. Oh, clearly didn't think this through. Okay, so let's go ahead and, oh, and I lost my video again. Let's go ahead and go over to this side. And then here's Diamine Season Greetings with the 2 different samples. And yeah, you can I can see the shimmer. Let me see if I can, yeah, you might be able to see that just a little bit. maybe not, maybe. But it's definitely there. I'm really not seeing it in the writing on either, but you can see it as well. A little bit there. Okay. So I think that's all I had for you today. Feel free to subscribe to keep track of future videos on my channel. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day. I'm just gonna put those there. All right, thanks so much for joining me. Bye.